you remember when Photoshop was first introduced to the world? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. After all, it's been almost 35 years at this point. However, Adobe hasn't stopped in its chase in supercharging Photoshop to become one of the more productive tools artists have in creating digital art. Just last month, Adobe announced its integration of generative AI and Adobe FIREFLY into Photoshop. This integration brings two imaging powerhouses together, Photoshop and generative AI, now allowing you to generate content from inside Photoshop with a text prompt and edit it with Photoshop's comprehensive range of tools to create extraordinary results. According to Adobe, this recent integration was done with the intent of handing creators an incredible new tool that lets them unleash their imagination with lightning-fast speed, revolutionizing their experience and making it more intuitive, natural, and powerful. That's not all, however. The company has also announced upgrades to some of Photoshop's most popular workflows, fine-tuning features like image adjustment, content removal, replacement, and making the user interface navigation faster than ever. Starting right now, if you're a Photoshop subscriber, you can easily tap into these new upgrades directly within the Photoshop desktop app, which is still in its beta version. While using it, you'll come across FIREFLY, the family of Adobe's creative generative AI models that will allow you to use your own words to have Photoshop bring your visions to life with its new generative fill feature, kind of like you're having a conversation with the tool. Think of it like how you use other generative AI tools like ChatGPT or Bard. You'll be able to use prompts to add or remove content, replace parts of an image, or expand its borders. The new generative fill feature in FIREFLY also works seamlessly with every selection feature in Photoshop, and the company has even introduced a new generative layer type so you can work non-destructively. We'll take a better look at what that means in a second, but as if that wasn't enough, generative fill is also readily available as a module within the beta version of FIREFLY. In case you didn't know, just 2 months ago, Adobe actually launched the beta version of FIREFLY, and now it has already become one of Adobe's most successful beta releases to date, with beta users generating over 100 million mind-blowing assets so far. FIREFLY is truly one of a kind in the generative AI landscape, creating commercially viable, professional-quality content directly from users' existing workflows. So what's not to like about it? Also, Adobe has shown that they're all about putting creators first when it comes to using generative AI, which is why in releasing these upgrades, the company also announced its goal to build FIREFLY based on its core ethics principles: accountability, responsibility, and transparency. Apparently, the company's main goal is to create generative AI that allows customers to make money from their talents, just like what Adobe has done with Adobe Stock and Behance. Based on this, the company also announced it's even working on a compensation plan for Adobe Stock contributors, and will spill the beans on that once FIREFLY is out of beta. That's still not all, however. The company is also taking serious measures to protect artists' identities. Apparently, Adobe doesn't want anyone's name to be associated with its generative AI actions without their permission. That's why the company is currently supporting open industry standards through the Content Authenticity Initiative, CAI. One thing they're actively pushing for is a universal do not train tag, so artists have control over how their work is used. Now, let's talk about CAI's content credentials. Think of them like the nutrition labels for digital content. These labels stay with the content wherever it goes, whether it's used, published, or stored. They're already part of the creative workflows in Adobe tools like Photoshop and Lightroom. However, Adobe has announced that soon they'll also include information about content that has been modified using generative AI. Now, let's particularly look at what's new in Photoshop. First, we have adjustment presets. Imagine having the power to transform your images with just a few clicks, giving them a unique and eye-catching vibe. That's where adjustment presets come into play. These presets include awesome filters that will make complex tasks a breeze by letting you instantly preview and change the appearance of your images. Apparently, there is now a whopping 32 brand new presets for users in the Adjustments panel of Photoshop. So when you're making edits, you can just hover over each one and you'll get a sneak peek of how your image would look with that preset applied. Once you've found the perfect preset that speaks to your creative soul, you can take things even further by diving into the Layers panel and tweaking the automatically generated adjustment layers. That way, you can fine-tune the effects and make your image shine like never before. Another update is the Removal tool. The removal tool is like magic. It's an awesome AI-powered feature that lets you get rid of unwanted stuff in your pictures with just a brush. And the best part? It keeps everything else around your picture looking totally natural, even on complicated and diverse backgrounds. This tool is a beast when it comes to removing big things and making sure the focus stays smooth throughout the entire image. Imagine taking out a whole building or car from a beautiful mountain scene without anyone ever knowing it was there. It's like the magic wand of photo editing. You have to try the removal tool when you want to get rid of big honking objects that spoil your perfect shot. Objects chilling near other stuff that you want to keep, stuff on backgrounds with different levels of focus going on, and objects that have cool structures behind them, like a snazzy fence or a horizon line. Another new tool in Photoshop is the Contextual taskbar. It's meant to be an awesome helper right on your screen, a super smart menu that suggests the best next steps for your important tasks. This feature will save users precious clicks and will make common actions a breeze to access. For instance, let's say you've selected an object in your project. Boom! The Contextual taskbar will pop up below your selection, ready to throw out handy suggestions to refine your selection like a pro. Want to try out Select and Mask? Done. How about feathering? Easy. You could even invert, create adjustment layers, fill selections, or get creative with the fantastic generative fill capabilities. With the Contextual taskbar by your side, you'll breeze through your workflows and get things done in no time. Lastly, you can also check out the new improvements to the gradients feature. Adobe has made some awesome enhancements to that part, making your workflow faster and more efficient. The company has also added new on-canvas controls that'll give you precise control over every aspect of the gradient you create in real time. You'll love how you can see an instant live preview, showing you exactly how your image changes as you make adjustments. But here's the real game changer. Non-destructive edits. This means that you can now go back and tweak your gradients without permanently changing your original image. It's like a new safety net for your creativity, allowing you to experiment and fine-tune your gradients however you want with complete peace of mind. All in all, the future looks brighter than ever with Adobe. They're all about pushing boundaries, embracing innovation, and empowering you to unleash your creativity like never before. So stay tuned for future updates and buckle up for an epic journey where your creativity soars to new heights with these amazing updates.